Hello and welcome, new and returning beautiful souls. This is Universal Wisdom Tarot, and this is your August monthly general intuitive tarot reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign of Cancer. I hope you are well, Cancer. Here we are in August. The year has flown by. I don't know about for you, but it's certainly flown by for me. All right, let's start by diving into the astrological events coming up, the key ones I want to call out. And I'm going to start by talking about August 19th. Okay, now, on the 19th of August, we have a Jupiter-Saturn square. Okay, now this is actually going to happen twice in the year. It's going to happen the first time now in August, and it's going to happen again in December. Okay, now I am not an astrologer, but I am very interested in astrology, and I feel like this square could have some impact on people. I think it's a very significant transit for that's going to occur, and that's just because, first of all, squares in general have tense energy around them. They can be quite tense. Like it's two people posing off on each other, right? Two people like two things coming together that are in opposition to something. But I also feel like this one might be a doozy because what I understand from people that are great astrologers is that this square will be perfect by degree. Okay, so I just get this feeling it's going to be something that's a bit more, something to pay attention to a bit more. Okay, now Saturn is the planet of limitations and challenges, and Jupiter is the Saturn of growth and expansion. So there you go, opposition, right? In that, I do feel like there will be some friction in some way, shape, or form. You might feel it, you might not feel it. If you do feel it, it could show up as some kind of roadblock to your success. It could feel difficult to do things. You might come up to a lot of obstacles. There could be slowdowns, and all of this stuff could rear its ugly head more than usual. Okay? Now, if you're lucky enough not to have that energy affect you, bonus, but you could still feel like this, that this, month is a little bit slow. Now, why is that? That's because there's a lot of major planets that are retrograde right now, okay? So Pluto is retrograde. At the end of June, Saturn went retrograde. In July, Neptune went retrograde. And now in August, we can add one more planet to that mix of retrogrades, and that would be Mercury. So Mercury is going to be retrograde pretty much the whole month of August, and I would say definitely the whole month of August because it starts the 4th, it ends the 28th, and with all retrogrades, there is a pre-shadow and a post-shadow period. That means there's opportunity to feel the energy before that first date, before August 4th, and after the 28th. Okay? Now, there's lots written about Mercury retrogrades out there. I'm sure you might even know about it. You know that Mercury retrogrades, things don't work, electronics, devices, glitches, things go haywire, technology. All right, so all I really want to say to you is, if you have something that's important to you this month, like your, important email that you have to get, if you have a vacation planned and you don't want to miss your plane, if you have a doctor's appointment you can't miss and you want to make sure that you aren't going to miss it, I'd say just triple check everything. Like triple check your itineraries. Go to your emails. You don't see an email that is supposed to be coming for you, or you don't see some kind of digital financial transaction that you're waiting for, then I'd say go a little old school. Okay? To me, that means pick up the phone, right? Call somebody and say, hey, I didn't get your email, all right? Or I want to make sure I don't miss my plane. It didn't get canceled, right? I see something here, but I'm not sure on your website, okay? So just, you don't want to, miss out on something, okay? All right. So now let's talk about something that is a little bit more positive, okay? So let's talk about August 7th, because the sun in Leo will sextile Jupiter in Gemini, okay? And I'm going to say that I think this is, look at that, 10 of Cups with the Ace of Wands right there. I'm going to say that this is very optimistic energy because it attracts wonderful things into your life, okay? That's what those two cards were, attracting wonderful new things into your beautiful life. Okay, and I would say that when we have the opportunity where sweet, sweet energy comes along, and to me this is sweet energy, I'd say take advantage of it. You know, do what you can in this energy. Use this energy accordingly. And I would say you could use this energy to go after your dreams. And even if it is a little small dream, okay? And I would say because this is a really good time because there's a promise that you could actually achieve something with this energy, all right? And you could do it probably with very little effort, all right? All right, so finally, at the end of the month, on the 29th, I'm also going to say that Venus enters Libra, so you're actually going to possibly feel more committed to your relationships or in your relationships, and you may have a tendency to want to spend more time with those people that are special to you, all right? Okay, so that's it for the astrology. Check out your natal charts. If you have one, you can see where these planets fall in which houses, how you take advantage of this energy, how you can make the most of it. If you don't have a natal chart, you know, go to a website where you can download one for free. There's lots of websites like that. Okay, my friends. Now let's get to the tarot. So let me give thanks to the angels, spirits, guides, and the universe for the messages they provide and for assisting me in interpreting the messages for the highest vibrational good of my Cancer seekers. Let's see what they have for you, Cancer, for the month of August. Four cards for Cancer, please, for the month of August. You have the King of Cups. You have this Eight of Pentacles. You have this Emperor. You have the Princess of Pentacles. Now, the princess in this deck is actually the page. Or sorry, the page. Yeah, it's the Page of Pentacles. I was going to say the knight, but it is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. At the bottom of the deck is the Temperance card. Okay, let's see what's behind Temperance. Ten of Pentacles. They're either, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, there's a feeling here of dis-ease for someone, some people, because of that Five of Pentacles, because there is some kind of waiting that's going on, because you're looking to change something that then relates back to your long-term future, something that you are feeling is, you know, It's going to have an effect on your emotions. It may even change your work. And I'm not really sure what that is because it's quite vague right now. A lot of times the messages that come to me are like flood in and are very specific. And this is a little bit of a vague energy. So I'm just going to start to talk this through. And of course, as we start to clarify it, we'll figure out where we're going from there. Sometimes it's hard to read for the collective because I pick up on a lot of people's energy. And so very hard, kind of hard to sort out the messages for, this person, that person, or whatever. Okay. So there is here an element of, I want to say, compromise. Okay. I don't know why you're compromising. You're definitely compromising here with either your friends and family, some people that are of meaning to you, people that you trust, people that you live with, people that you deal with on a daily basis, people who are definitely close to you, though. Okay, so I'm picking up on this compromise because it's also, you need to have a bit of patience with compromise there. All right. And I feel like you need to either remain a little bit open to something here, and that as time goes on, it can change and get better, and this feeling will go away. I don't know why you're compromising in this month, or who you're compromising for, or what you're compromising, my dear darling Cancers, but I do feel that you're going to have to deal with this, and you can deal with this in a couple of ways. Okay, you're going to probably deal with this emotionally, and you're so certainly, for some people, deal with this in the physical realm. Okay, so for some people, when something comes along that happens, or something comes along that you are saying, oh shoot, I got to compromise, or I have to wait, or I have to be patient, or I have to, that you can't move forward, that you can't proceed, you deal with it in a few ways. Either you deal with it emotionally and you say, okay, I'm going to get a grip. Okay, I'm going to get a grip and I'm going to deal with this and get my emotions in check. Could also be that you get a grip and you maybe deal with it spiritually, but we'll see if the cards bear that out in the clarifiers. And for some people, we deal with this kind of situation with this Eight of Pentacles, where you bury yourself in some form of work. And when you bury yourself in this form of work, well, then you're dealing with it, but you're probably closing yourself off, okay? Or you're closing yourself off for temporary. That's fine. I mean, it's not like you're, it's not like you're doing this on a long-term basis. I do feel maybe for some of you, you're going to deal with this both, right? You're going to try and get command of your emotions because you need to sit down and either sort this out for yourself, or figure out, are you going to, how it affects you emotionally. I do feel for some of you that it's actually going to also work in the sense that you're going to bury yourself in work. You're going to put your focus into something that will get you back to feeling like it's okay to go back to being this emperor, right? Where either you're in charge again, in charge of your emotions, where you're achieving something, where you're feeling good, where you're back to leading something, right? I feel like with also this emperor, there's a desire for change, okay? Whatever that change might be for you, I feel like you want to accomplish something, and you're kind of waiting for the news of that. Whether that's in the material world here, and I do feel that it is, that perhaps you're waiting for news, or you feel like there's a desire that, like, I don't know, maybe you want to change work, maybe you want to change your home, maybe you're considering buying a property and you're waiting for news on that at the end of the month. But I feel like there's some kind of compromise here and waiting that is going to affect you emotionally. And while you're waiting for this to kind of clear itself, or for having to deal with this compromise, you're going to deal with it in varying ways, okay? So now I'm very curious to clarify your cards, because I like when these readings are a bit kind of vague sometimes, and I'd like to see where they're going to go. So let's clarify the King of Cups. King of Cups is mastering your emotions, right? He is the guy who sits on his own throne, and his throne is actually in a sea of water, right? And that sea of water is very much, a choppy waters, right? And he's not in a boat in the water. He's actually on his own throne. So his throne is in and of itself his ship. And so he's trying to keep his ship righted. It's trying to keep it up, right? So he's trying to master his own emotions, regardless of how choppy that water is, that there is balance there between the head and the heart. I think either you're going to have a very hard time doing this because you have the Tower card, or I do feel for some of you it's going to be a surprise to you that this is happening. I also feel for some of you there is a surprise here in relation to a person, but the cards don't bear that out just yet, although this could be a surprise in relation to somebody who represents the King of Cups, or somebody who potentially represents the Emperor. All right. We'll talk about what those type of characteristics are in a second, because you might get a surprise related to somebody like that. One of these could be you. One of them could be somebody else. But I feel like there's a bit of a surprise here that's going to sort of take everything down a notch, down a level, to feeling like, wow, a bit of shock, maybe. Okay, not a shock like, oh my God, I can't deal with this shock, but a shock like, oh, wow, okay, didn't see that coming, right? Didn't see that coming at all. All right, so I think that there's something there that contributes to you having to get your emotions in check. Let's continue to clarify the King of Cups. Yeah, there's some kind of conflict here. I don't know what that is for you, okay? Now, let's talk about these people on the table, because it could be conflict between you, and the surprise could be with somebody in the neighborhood to you. And I'm getting a feeling, although the card hasn't come out yet, but I am getting a little bit of feeling of somebody like perhaps a close friend or somebody who you trust could not be there for you, okay? And maybe they're not there for you in just like, a benign way. In other words, it's not a big bad deal, at least in, their perspective. You're seeing it as a bigger thing, but it's not going to make or break your friendship. It's just, misunderstanding, or it could be more than a benign way, and it could be more critical in that for some of you, this is going to cause some conflict between you, because perhaps that person is not just not there for you, but maybe somebody's it's not being honest with you or truthful with you. And I'm feeling that, although, as I said, I don't see the cards bearing that out just yet. But these are the messages that I'm getting, so I have to pass them on to whoever needs to hear them. All right? I know sometimes it's not always what people want to hear, but I have to give what my guides are telling me, because there's somebody out there who needs to hear this. So, okay, let's talk about these people on the table. King of Cups. King of Cups is generally a warm, genuine, easygoing, loyal kind of person, somebody very mature, family-oriented kind of person, thoughtful, right? Very, very giving, older type of person. We then have also on the table the Emperor, who can be described as a type of military man, if you will. I'm going to say to you that it is the card of Aries, so I don't know if Aries is around you at all, or you have an Aries that you're dealing with. I also want to say that there's a Sagittarius here, okay, because you have Temperance too, so I'm not sure if that's related. And I would also say that you have, perhaps a Scorpio in, or not, sorry, not Scorpio, but, oh God, what's the Tower? The Tower, I can't remember. My apologies. Sorry, this is Mars energy. So, there's a lot of Mars energy here, which, by the way, is also Aries, rules Aries. Okay, so I'm getting this feeling that okay, this Emperor is somebody who is quite demanding, somebody who is quite can be often described as sort of a military type of personality, but it's definitely somebody who definitely is in charge. Okay, there's that type of energy that flows with this. Now, it could also be sort of a father figure, oftentimes. All right, but it's certainly somebody with a either protective or authoritarian type of energy around. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the Princess of Pentacles, because that's the Page of Pentacles. So there could also be somebody here that's a little bit younger, all right, who is a bit more studious. Maybe somebody's hard worker, somebody's a bit more self-disciplined. Okay, so but it's a younger energy than, I would say, the Emperor or the King of Cups. All right, so I would say that this closing yourself off is because there's somebody here that is affecting you, and there's potential for conflict there. All right, but there could also be conflict within you in terms of your own inner conflict, saying that oh, I don't want to feel this way, and then you want to feel this way. So you're conflicting on your emotions, right? What your head and your heart is saying. So that's also a possibility for some of you. Let's get one more clarifier for this King of Cups, please. Oh, there you go. Shadow side. That's the devil. Okay? That is the devil card. And, again, the devil is, Capricorn energy. So I'm going to say to you that there's certainly something going on here that is going to affect your emotions. This being a bit more temperate, this, having to back off a little bit. This energy of, what did I say earlier to you? I said it was an energy of more like, being a bit more, not just having patience, but compromising, right? That's what I'm feeling for you. There's a compromise to be had here. There's a surprise in that compromise, or that whatever. There's conflict here, and there's also some kind of devil energy. Okay. Now, the devil energy can be, for some people, a feeling of being tied down in some way, shape, or form, and can also be an energy of, feeling like, I don't know. It kind of shows up to drag you down, right? And when you're feeling a little bit helpless to change something. So I'm going to say that if you do feel like this situation has surprised you and you're feeling helpless, then of course the devil is going to prey upon you a little bit. Okay. So it's a bit of a controlling energy sometimes when it comes to relationships. And, but you can release yourself from this. All right. Now, as I said, you will definitely have to get a control of your emotions, and you may choose to close yourself off by burying yourself in some kind of work and just ignoring all of this and realizing, oh, I'll deal with it later or whatever. So let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles, because I feel like there's strong focus in this to just bury yourself and work. Do not even look up. Do not even think twice. Right? And yeah, there you got the Ten of Swords. You see, at some point, you're going to have to face this. Okay? At some point, you may say, I give in to this. And you may say at some point that this was a difficult situation. Maybe something needs to come to an end. Perhaps you feel stabbed in the back. Okay? I want to say that. Although I did say I felt earlier somebody might be hiding something from you, okay, or something. But I feel like you do feel like somebody stabbed you a little bit in the back, and you're feeling at a little bit of a loss due to the situation and the way it's ending, okay? Now, you could also be just saying, like I said, time to deal with this. I'm going to, turn it over to the universe. I'm going to, just face it. And you're going to give yourself up to spirit, to the universe, to whoever to help you out. Okay? And let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles with 2 more cards, please. Yeah, Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're trying to ignore your emotions here. I think you're trying to ignore your wonderful self, your wonderful, loving, giving self. I think you are definitely burying yourself in some type of work there. And I think you are going to take a rest, meditate on this, and really maybe consult with somebody. But you're definitely in that mode of the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is, you know, sit back, meditate, figure out, go a little bit inward and figure out how to deal with this situation, or how to get out, how to compromise a little better, or how to deal with whoever you're dealing with in this situation. All right, let's clarify the Emperor. Okay, so you have the Lovers. All right, so I do, for some of you, I feel like this person or these people that I've been talking about, the one that is the closeness, is somebody who's very close. All right, and I feel like, you're going to, this person who's either not there for you or hopefully will be there for you more near the end once you get through this a bit, is it's a close relationship, so it's a relationship most definitely worth diving into and trying to get command of it again, right? As I said, the Emperor could very well be a person who acts like an emperor, but it could also very well be just that you want to get through this thing, and you want to be more protective of this person, or you need to keep a calm head about you and to make a decision based on fact here. And you want to achieve something or take charge of the situation. That's what I want to say. And so because the relationship is a good, valid relationship, there is still a great deal of passion here, and a great deal of energy that you want to, that it's worth, as I said, it's very worth facing it, right? Like I said to you, you might face it, right? You might deal just with your emotions and face with it that way. You might try to close yourself off and not deal with it, but I do feel that you need to face it, and then you're going to be able to come to this new beginning, whatever that might be for you, where you have a lot more passion again for it and whatever is there, and then you can get yourself back to whatever it is. Now, it's going to take some strength to do that, not going to lie. Takes some courage to do that. And it also, again, takes some energy to tame your inner beast, because sometimes when we get a bit of a surprise and it throws us off balance, we turn around and we say to ourselves, oh, I'm going to feel a little bit of rage. So, you got to cool your jets and temper yourself a little bit, right? Temperance is there. And get yourself, maybe you feel like you don't want to compromise, and then you're just going to roar with this lion. Well, this lady is tempered herself because she's sitting next to this lion, right? Who gets to sit next to a lion? A lot of people that sit next to a lion and pet them like they're, your cat. I don't think so. Well, so, this is what this message is. You got to cool your inner beast a little bit there, okay? Now, when we get into this, as I said, this Page of Pentacles, it could very well be, again, somebody who's a little bit younger in your life, but it could also just be that the universe is trying to tell you that there's good news here at the end of the month, that this thing gets resolved to some kind of successful conclusion of whatever that might be for you. Okay. And so, I would say that this, takes over all kinds of, um, anxieties and whatever else you might have lived through in this month. And there you are, the Queen of Wands, with this back to this energy of, being back to cheerfulness with this relationship, being back to being your regular busy self and not having to, sidetrack anything else to deal with this, being very protective of the family. Okay, so I do feel that this is what you're going to deal with. But you will kind of look upon this and kind of analyze it, I think, at a later point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point you're going to sit back and say, how did I get to this point and why did we get to this point? Okay, this Four of Cups is a little bit of a contemplative energy for me. I really feel like you're looking down at those cups saying, what happened there? How did we get so far off track, or how did that happen? All right. Now or how did this person not be there for me? Was it just a misunderstanding? I think you'll do the analysis on it at a much later date, but you do end the month with the Empress, which is great because the Empress is that nourishing energy. The Empress is that Mother Nature figure. The Empress is, governed by Venus. So it is the motherly energy caregiver, which brings the situation back back to fruition, right? Nurturing in all of its forms, really. Okay. All right, Cancer. Let's pull you a final message now from the, what's it called? Sacred Rebels Oracle. Okay. So let's pull you a card from that one. It's a new deck. Cards stick together a little bit, so bear with me. Because I really like my cards to fly out, because then I know that's what the universe wants to give you as a message. Final message, please, for Cancer for August. Okay, for number 45, Pandora's Gift. Pandora's Gift. And I will read to you from the book. I love these cards. I love this book. It's full of wonderful wisdom. And let's see what they have for you. Sorry, I just got to find it in the book. Okay, let's just see what it says here. Sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation. You are breaking free from the weighty criticisms of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in this world. Dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true and beautiful light of peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance. With her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. Okay? As the shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. You're being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express the seed step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life, in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. You were born to strut your soul stuff. Okay, so that box is open, my friends. That box is open. Strut your stuff, but deal with this situation that you have here in the month of August. I'm going to end your reading right there. And don't forget to click the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that button too. Both are free for you, and take a second. All right. And stay tuned for more readings to come and more contest announcements that you won't want to miss. Take care, my lovely ones. See you again very soon. And please know until then that I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.